Hello. Hi, sorry. Just straightening things out here. Ooh, look at all this tasty food. I'm just walking home now. I'm around Main Station in Taipei. There's lots of bakeries around here. Lots of bakeries in Taiwan. Lots of like Chinese pastries, Taiwan pastries, French pastries, all kinds of stuff like that. They love bakeries here, for sure, in this part of the world. How are you? Welcome to Taipei. I'm just walking home. I could take the MRT. It's only one stop from where I am, the subway, but I'm going to walk. You're welcome. My pleasure. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, Dayscope. Oh, John Price, how are you? It's been a long time, my friend. I'm sorry I haven't caught up with you. Nice to have you along here. It's been too long. It is really, really cold in Taipei right now. Thanks, John. That's really nice. You're awesome. And it's so nice to be talking to you again. It is really cold. I was down in Tainan in southern Taiwan for a few days. Hey, how are you, Danny? I was down in Tainan for a few days. I don't know if you caught any of my broadcasts. I was at the big fireworks festival down there, and it was absolutely insane. But the thing about southern Taiwan is it's warmer. It's tropical. So I'm back in Taipei now, and it's a little chilly. Yeah, I know. Way too long, John. I'm sorry I haven't caught your scopes at all. Lately, I've been to Hong Kong and Singapore, yes, both places. They're both great cities, very different than Taipei for sure. Hong Kong being, right snuggling up next to China, so to speak. It's a very different atmosphere there, and of course Singapore is completely different. Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope things are well with you, my friend, and it's nice to be talking to you again. Really nice to be talking to you. So I'm just gonna walk home, good. That's good to hear, John. I'm just walking home now. It's a little chilly. It's feeling like it's starting to rain, so I've got the umbrella in my other hand ready to pop open any minute now, which is probably going to have to happen. And it's quite chilly up here, and we're bracing for some colder temperatures again. And as I'm walking here, you probably see people with, bundled up pretty good. Eastern Africa in October. That sounds really exciting. I've never been. I have been to East Africa. I've been to Tanzania a few years ago. I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro and did some safaris in the Serengeti. It was absolutely amazing. So you'll have a wonderful time. East Africa is amazing. Do people talk more in English here? Compared to other cities in East Asia, not so much. Probably find more English speakers in Hong Kong and definitely Singapore. As Singapore, English is an official language there, and the British, colonized Hong Kong for a long, long time, so that influence is definitely there. But Taipei was a colony of the Dutch for a while, but that's going way back 400 years. Oh, that's very interesting, John. Very interesting. So this place was colonized by the Japanese. So there's some older people in Taiwan that can speak Japanese. But people can speak English here. I mean, you'll find people that are, of course, highly educated or are usually pretty good in English, and many of those people go abroad and study for a year or two in an English-speaking country, so their English will be better. Most people don't speak English here. I mean, not freely. They do if they have to, but there's not a lot of Westerners that visit here, so this. Which is why I like being in Taiwan and in Taipei, because it does force you to learn some Chinese and speak another language, because you don't have to. You can get by with nothing, but it certainly helps. Certainly helps. This is the main station here that I'm just walking past right now. The big building, and they're just doing a big reno. It's about time, and they're retiling the roof and everything. It's a big job. You're learning Cantonese. Well, Cantonese, I think, is even maybe harder than Mandarin, because you have 9 tones in Cantonese, and there's 5 tones in Mandarin. And I just saw a story about how people are really upset in Hong Kong, some of the older people, that they're starting to use simplified Chinese characters on television, and that's upsetting some of the older people that are used to the traditional characters. Are a little more, there's more strokes involved in traditional characters than simplified Chinese in the characters. But I don't know. For a Westerner, especially, Chinese is very challenging to learn, or Cantonese or Mandarin for sure. This is a main station here. This is the big train station hub. Trains are a great way to get around Taiwan. I love the train system. I was just using it. Had to take several trains over the last few days when I was traveling down in southern Taiwan. And the trains are very comfortable, clean, efficient. They're almost always exactly on time. So they're very, very reliable form of transportation here, and quite inexpensive. The high-speed rail is more expensive, but the regular train is a pretty reasonable price. And this is kind of the main part of central Taipei, and so there's lots of office and bank buildings here, commercial district, and they call that part there the Old Town. Mandarin is the official language here, but a lot of people speak Taiwanese as well, more in the south than in the north, and Taiwanese is kind of the original Chinese dialect here, and it's kind of an offshoot of Fujianese, or it's similar to Fujianese, I've been told, or I believe. So if you're on the MRT system in Taipei, they actually announce all of the stops in 4 different languages. So in Hakka, which is another Chinese dialect, Taiwanese, Mandarin, and English. So some people are surprised. Hey, thanks for inviting your followers. Yeah, forgot to mention, if you want to invite your followers, that'd be really cool. Swipe the screen left to right on iOS or up on Android. Well, I work for myself. I'm a freelance broadcast journalist, videographer. I produce a couple of podcasts on iTunes called FarEastAdvTravl, audio and video podcasts now. Our video podcast first, now an audio podcast. So I do 2 of those. And I write about travel. And I travel all over Asia. I'm going to Thailand next month for a month or so. And so this is what I do. And right now I'm based out of Taipei. And this is main station right here. Thanks for the hearts. Thank you for sharing to your followers. And please check out my podcast on iTunes. That would be really cool. I really appreciate that. If you like what you hear, write a review even. That would be even better. I'd be so happy and grateful because that always helps more people find out about it. And this is kind of the overpass here. They were doing some work around here a few weeks ago. It's all fixed up. They're doing quite a bit of renovation around here. And you'll be able to see all of the traffic. This is rush hour in Taipei. It's after 5 p.m. It's almost 5:30 p.m. here in Taipei. And we'll be on the overpass, and I'll get to show you some of the traffic. People are astounded by all of the scooters, motorbikes that are here. And it's very much a motorbike culture in Taiwan. And you see all the traffic here. There's 2.5 million people in this central part of Taipei, and then the whole surrounding area is over 8 million people. So, by those numbers, you would know this is a highly or dense, really densely populated area. Whoops. You see all the motorbikes? And give me a shout out where you are in the world. I would love to say hi to you. Let me just adjust my microphone. Would love to say hi to you, so give me a shout out where you are in the world. And what time is it where you are? It's about 5:30 in the evening here, and this is traffic in Taipei. This is part of the, this is a Q Square it's called. It's a big shopping complex here that you can get to by underground. It's very convenient. And this is Convenient City. Steve from Aurelio, Ontario. Hello, Steve. How are you, my friend? Fellow Canadian. There's a beautiful hotel here. There's lots of shopping and restaurants. Probably per square kilometer, Taipei is one of the most densely, there's more restaurants per square kilometer than maybe anywhere else in the world, or if you include food stalls and everything else. People love food here. Mumbai 330. It's I've read about it before. Maybe a couple of million. I honestly can't recall the number. But they brought all of the army over here. In that would have been 1949. It was kind of when the Kuomintang, the Republic of China, fled and came over to Taiwan and resumed the Republic of China government here, which is still in place today. So that, but I don't have an exact figure. I mean, it seems to me about 2 million. I could be way off, but I think that's kind of approximately the number of people that came over here. Interestingly enough, Chiang Kai-shek, who was the leader of the Republic of China, his wife, Madam Chiang Kai-shek, she didn't like Taiwan, apparently. She wasn't crazy about Taiwan, but they had to come and live here in order to resume or maintain the Republic of China government. And as I was saying before, it's gotten a little chilly. We're bracing for some colder temperatures again here in northern Taiwan. Mainland China's getting hit by this, Hong Kong. And we've had a few cold spells here, had snow here in some places the first time in 40 years that there was snow a few weeks ago. This is the big bus station as well, one of the big bus stations. And bus travel is very popular and convenient here. The buses are really good here, actually. It feels like you're on a plane on some of them. Some of them have TV screens. And it really is not a place you need to have your own vehicle. It's really easy to get around the island with all of the transportation that they have here. So I'm walking from main station to Zhongshan. Zhongshan is the area where I am. And it's very convenient. Obviously, it's close to the train station, bus station, all that, which makes it easy for me to get around and fly in and out. And they're just building. Since I've been here. Hey, JD the Traveler, how are you, my friend? Thank you so much for that review in iTunes, by the way. I really appreciate that. They're testing the MRT line. How are you? They're testing the MRT line that's going to go from main station all the way to the airport, international airport, Taiyuan International Airport, which is going to be huge for Taipei. It's really going to make things a lot more easier for people to come and go. Probably be good for tourism as well to Taipei. It'll make it really easy for people to come in just for the day and check things out here. And which they're really, obviously trying to extend people's stay in Taipei, but Taipei is a hub for travel throughout many parts of Asia. And there's lots of little cafes. This is a nice little part of the city where there's lots of little cafes and restaurants. Yeah, there's lots of signs in English, but there'll be some places where they won't have menus in English. Usually in southern Taiwan, there's some cities where it's a little bit harder to find English signs and things, but for traffic, for like street signs, pretty much English everywhere. And transportation, anything you want to do transportation-wise, bus, train, all of the stuff will be in English as well. English announcements on buses and on trains. And no, this part isn't busy. This is not a busy section. This is kind of back streets. But I'm not in the sort of central area right now. I'm kind of walking off some side streets, so it's a little quieter around here, for sure, if you can believe. But on the weekends, there's people everywhere, all over Taipei, because everybody's off and they're outside, and that's when you really see how densely populated the place is. But just getting back to the English sign question, yeah, I mean, I can show you lots of, there's lots of businesses here that will have English, like this dry cleaner will have English writing as well. So you can get by here without knowing Chinese characters. I mean, I do. I know maybe 2 Chinese characters, so it's not hard. I speak a little bit, understand just a little bit of Mandarin, but it's not. You can get. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Hang on. It is. You could come and live here and you would be okay. Some places don't have English menus, but lots of places do. So. And they really try hard. If their English is weak or they're shy, a lot of people here are shy to speak English, even if they know it. They really try to help you, so you never have to worry about that if you come here. Reception isn't as clear as normal. Oh, I wonder why. Like voice or screen or both. I don't know. I've got an unlimited data plan. It's fuzzy. Is that the voice is fuzzy or the screen is fuzzy? Sounds okay. Oh, okay. Well, sometimes it's just the data is funny around here, so I apologize if it's not better. The other thing is I'm not using the Steadicam right now. So if you've seen my broadcast before, I use the Steadicam a lot, so maybe that's why it doesn't look as good today. Food is great here, really good. People come from all over the world to try the food in Taiwan. If you're a vegetarian, it's a little bit more challenging because they like to put pork in everything here. But there are lots of vegetarian restaurants here. So I'm sorry, I don't know. You're speaking French. I don't know what you're saying. Sorry, screen is pixelated. Well, I really apologize for that. I like to have good broadcasts, but I don't have my Steadicam, which would make it better. No, parlez-vous français. I speak I'm from Canada. We learn a little bit in school. But, comment ça va? Comment allez-vous? I hope you are well. I'm well. Très bien. But I don't know much. I'm sorry. Canada has 2 official languages, English and French, and most of the French people live in the East. And I lived in the West, and so not a lot of people speak French, so you don't really ever practice it. So if I was in a more French-speaking part of the country, I would know it a lot better for sure. So this is Zhongshan, and that means like medium-sized mountain, if you sort of loosely translate it. Zhong is medium, and San is mountain. Very little. Buha isa wodo jongrun buhao. That what I just said was, excuse me, my Chinese isn't very good. I'm learning, I'm practicing. It's very difficult with my schedule. Oh yeah, okay. And where are you located right now? This is there's some really lovely architecture around here. Some of the old Japanese colonial buildings are here. Ukraine, oh, very good. I have some Ukraine heritage in my mother's side of the family. My grandfather was from Kiev, so it's nice to have you along. Maybe we're related somehow. See, there's English. A lot of the traffic signs have English as well as Mandarin. And this is the underground. You can go walk underground, which is really convenient if it's raining hard or if it's really hot. All around this part of Taipei has an underground mall. Makes it really easy to get around. That's really the very nice thing about this part of Asia, because it does get very hot here for many of the months, is there's lots of places to stay chilled, to cool down. Oh, thanks so much. I really appreciate that. It's my pleasure. Keep keep following me. I'll be in Thailand next month. I'm looking forward to spending some time in Thailand. I just booked my flight yesterday. There's a new airline, fairly new airline out of Taiwan that has very good flights and rates directly to Bangkok and Chiang Mai. So I'm heading to Chiang Mai first, and then I'll kind of scope that out and check out northern Taiwan, and then maybe head back down, or Thailand, and then maybe head back down to Bangkok. We'll see. But these are really nice little lanes and streets all around this part of Taipei. The streets are kind of narrow, so if a car is trying to get down, it makes it a little more uncomfortable. But lots of little cafes, boutiques, restaurants. Very friendly walking area. And you never have to worry about finding a place to eat in Taipei, or mostly Taiwan. There's just places to eat and drink everywhere. This is Bing is cold, or ice, so that's they have a dessert place here that sells all kinds of. This is very very Taiwanese. These ice desserts, shaved ice and sorbets and ice cream, and they put like mango and beans and fruit. And they're really, really tasty, really good. And they're this time of year, maybe not. People don't eat this stuff as much because it's not as hot out. But boy, there's this type of stuff is so good, especially when it's really hot. And there's kind of like savory ones too. So you can get ones with beans and taro that are refreshing, and they also kind of like act like a snack in between meals. How much is the currency rate here as compared to dollar or euro? Oh, I'm not sure about euro. US dollar right now, I think you can get 30 NT. One US dollar buys you about 30 NT or 32 NT. So that's, but I'm not sure about the euro conversion. I think your euro goes pretty good here. This NT dollar is pretty good. The best buy right now in Southeast Asia is Malaysia. Their currency is really low right now. The ringgit is really low, so your money can really go a long way if you have euros or US dollars in Malaysia right now. And then this is the big Shingon Mitsukashi department store chain. It's a partnership between a Taiwan company and very famous Japanese department store chain, Mitsukashi. And they have these all over Taiwan. I just saw a really big one in Tainan, probably the nicest one I've ever seen here. And it's all very Japanese style service inside. At the end of the day, when you walk out of this store, everybody bows to you as you walk past the department. It's very Japanese style service. You feel like an emperor when you walk through there, or an empress. They make you feel very special here. And the little outdoor cafe here. And this is Zhongshan. So there's more part of this department store complex here. Oh, I got time to cross the road. And welcome to Taipei. Lots of big screens with advertising everywhere. And yes, there's Starbucks here. And this is the big, that red sign there that's the sign for the department store. Well, I live here for part of the year. I travel around. I'm a broadcast journalist. I don't really work here. I mean, I cover some events here and things like that, and write about Taiwan. But I do a lot of. I produce a couple of podcasts on iTunes called FarEastAdvTravl. You could check those out, or go to my website FarEastAdvTravl.com. And I'm a supplier of digital media and content. And so I have, clients around the world. And I travel all over Asia, and I'm a photographer. I'm a photojournalist as well. as a broadcast journalist. Thanks. Check out my podcast. Let me know what you think. I'm going to go now. Thank you so much for joining me. It's great to share this with you, and hopefully I will see you again, talk to you again very, very soon from Taipei, Taiwan. This is John about Far East Adventure Travel. Thank you again wherever you are in the world, and from Taipei, 谢谢. Bye-bye.